Hello again. In this video I'm going to be going over the Flask Python framework. So what is Flask? Flask is a micro web framework written in Python. It is classified as a micro framework because it does not require particular tools or libraries. So I'm not going to go and read all of that. I'm just going to I just want to start coding, honestly. But to be short, Flask does not require much work from you. Essentially, you can quickly develop a website in a couple of minutes because it's really easy to use compared to Django, for example. So yeah, they do show you how to install Flask. I think I already have it installed. Let me check. Install Flask. Okay. Oh yeah, I already have it installed. Do I have it? Okay. So let's create a script. Let's name it webdev.py. Cancel. And let me zoom in this a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is from Flask import, like, before I do this, I think I should explain that Flask uses something called WSGI, which stands for Web Server Gateway Interface. And to be just really simple, it's just the implementation of how web servers and the Python frameworks communicate. So essentially what that means is it's just gonna take HTTP requests and transform them into Python code. That's what a WSGI server does. In this case, we will import the Flask class, which handles all of this for us, and the instance of this Flask class is just gonna be dunder name dunder or underscore underscore. The reason why we are saying name in this case, it just means our file, meaning we don't need anything else other than this file. And now we're gonna use, I'm just naming this app. You can name this whatever you want, but this is sort of the convention or just the way people name things in Flask. So why, I mean, it doesn't make any difference what you name it. Now we're gonna use a Python decorator and we'll give it the route method. Essentially what this line means is it's just gonna let Flask know how to route things, basically. Like, for example, if I give it let's give it the root directory, and if I go to http website.com, it just means, for example, if I go to website.com, it's the same as going to this. It's basically the same thing. To make it even easier, let's say login, and if I go to login, Flask will know exactly what to do with this, but in this case it does not know what to do with this because we did not define any functions. Let's define home page, and this returns this is the home page. Let me zoom out a little. And let's create another one, app.route, and let's create login, for example, and let's def login. And this returns hello or whatever. I mean, this is the login page. Yeah, and let's just keep it at that. and let's give it the if name is equal to main app.run, and we'll set debug to true so that whenever we add stuff to this script, it just automatically updates for us instead of having to control C or just exit from the program and initialize the script. This debug equals to true does it for us and also gives us debug information. Now this is not something that you would do in a actual website, like you would not want this to be true, but since we are just learning, I mean I am just learning, this is the first time that I actually do this. So yeah, I don't see any reason why not. Let's go back here, and if I remember correctly, we can set the environment variable like this. We'll say Flask app, and we'll just give it web dev.py, and we'll say Flask run. And I made a typo. Let's go back here, and sorry, let me just mute my phone real quick. Let's add the shebang line. So user bin environment Python 3, and this is not, I'm not setting name to main, I'm just checking if name is equal to main, meaning if this script is being ran locally. And my god, I forgot this again. Let's go back here. This is starting really good. Okay, so now it is up and running. For some reason it's telling me that debug mode is off. I don't know what I screwed there, but let's go and visit. But at least we have, this is the home page. App.run debug equals to true. But why is it saying that debug mode is off? Let's this has nothing to do with the problem that I have, but let's just use HTML h1 tags to make that look better, I guess. And the browser will interpret this for us, but I don't know why this debug is not being executed. So if I just refresh the page, because debug mode is not let me try something else. Let me just execute the script. Web dev, it needs to be on web dev.py. Let's execute web dev.py, and debugger is active now. So if I refresh the page, you can see that this looks much better. And since we are in the root directory, this is exactly what it's outputting. I hope this makes sense up to this point. And let's go and visit the login, not .php, just login, and it says login. Okay, let's add a new one. So let's say app.route again, and this time give it, what should we give it? User and username. we can have that as a variable. Let's define user, and this takes username as a parameter variable, and this returns let's just return hello username. Okay, let's go now into user, and let's say Floki. Hello Floki. Okay, so let's give it something else. Let's say YouTube. So hello YouTube, and let's just do the same thing here. Add the HTML h1 tags, so that looks better. And since we have debug is equal to true, we don't have to rerun the script. It just does that for us. Whenever there is a change, whenever it detects a change in the script, it automatically updates that for us. Okay, so we have YouTube here. Test, just for the sake of it. So we have hello test, hello YouTube, hello whatever. Okay, the other thing that we can do, and let's go here, and we need to import Flask and request, because now we're going to be dealing with HTTP requests. And let's go here and say that our methods can equal get. Let's just keep it at single quotes because that's what I started with. Get and post. Okay, so that's the methods that this route takes, and let's just create two new functions. Let me just zoom out a little bit. I hope this is still visible for you. Let's define a function post request. Yes, and this just returns this is a post request. Okay, and let's define another one. Get request, and this returns this is a get request. Okay, and in this it does not return this anymore. Def login if request dot method, I think, is equal to let's check forget first, then return you get me, and else return post it, whatever. Like in this case we just defined two functions. Sorry, we defined two functions. The first one returns this is a post request, and the and I see the flaw there, but anyways, let me just continue explaining. Let me just erase this because it defeats the purpose of creating these two functions. So anyways, it's just I think it's self-explanatory. The first one returns this is a post, and the second one this is a get. So this returns my god, post, or no, good, get request. I did it not. Get request, and this returns post. Okay, save the script, go back here, and where was that? In login. So let's go to login. And it says this is a GET request. Let's make the modification here again, make that look better. Control S, go back here. Sorry, refresh. This is a GET request. So what we can do is I'm gonna press on F12 to open up the developer tools and go to network. What is it? Network, refresh the page so I can see this. So we did a GET request to this page. I don't remember exactly where I can modify the request. No. Well, let me figure it out. Cookies, request, response, timings. I truly do not remember. Yeah, edit and resend. I mean, did not. Yeah, anyways, edit and resend, and method will change this to post and send. Let's go here, and it still says this is a post request. Oh my god, what is the method here? It's still post. Edit and resend, request body. Whatever. Yeah, and now it says this is a post request, so it just wanted some data there. I'm not sure if we can do this. Let me try going here. Let's try to do it with curl. I think it's tag X if I'm not mistaken. Make this a post request and the HTTP 27 localhost. On which port was it? 5000, I think it's the default port for Flask. Yes, it is. And login. This is a post request. Okay, so with curl we can do that as well. I mean, I don't know if. I mean, yeah, whatever. Let's. I want to do it with Python as well because let's just give it a shot. Import requests and R is equal to requests.post, and we'll post to HTTP 127.5000, and we'll say that data is equal to let's use the same thing. Username is Floki. Sorry, and close this. So it did already 405. Let's print r.text. This method is not allowed. Let's not give it anything. Let's just do a post request. Yeah, whatever. It's not really worth it for now. But I think I'm just messing something here. Maybe I need to set the data first and just give it data is equal to data, or yeah, but it's not really worth troubleshooting, to be honest. But yeah, you can do this with curl, and you can do this through the developer tools to change the request. You can also do it in Burp Suite, but yeah, I don't like how much time Burp Suite takes in order to open. And I forgot to launch the machine, which is it's okay, it doesn't really matter. In the meantime, we can take a look at this vulnerable code that they have and see what's going on. This is gonna take a minute. So at this point, it looks like Flask is a great framework for young developers. It definitely is a great tool, but a simple misconfiguration may lead to severe security consequences. A major vulnerability was found in Flask's template rendering. Jinja2, which is one of the template rendering tools that Flask uses. So the template engine provided within the Flask framework may allow developers to introduce server-side template injection vulnerabilities, and attacker can execute code within the context of the server. In some cases, it may lead to full RCE or remote code execution. So for the sake of this room, let's take a look at a bad code configuration and see how it can be used to exploit a local file inclusion. So we are doing the same thing as the initial script. So from Flask, we are importing the Flask class. We are importing request, render template string, and render template. Render template string is what is being used by Jinja to render templates. I think I did not really tinker with Jinja 2 that much, even though I think I should, but that's gonna be for another time. So app Flask name, so this script. So we're adding this route from, creating a function, and we have person. We're creating a dictionary with the key name is evaluating to the value hacker TryHackMe, and the key password to this. So if request.args.get name, I think this takes well, it returns dictionary objects. So in this case, the value of this key, meaning hacker TryHackMe, or any name that is being supplied, is gonna equal to this. So if this exists, if there is a request for a name, then it's just gonna give the value and the template in this case. And we are using triple quotes to I think it's called escaping. I'm not sure what it is called exactly, but essentially anything that you put inside of this three brackets does not need to be escaped. Like you can put whatever you want, just random characters. And let me just see if I can show an example. Let's use Python 3, and what did I want to show? I forgot. Yeah, let's say that template is equal to, let's use 3 and just insert random stuff, doesn't matter what we insert, and triple quotes again, does not error out. So if we print template, it's just gonna echo back that for us. But if we set the template to this and just give it random stuff and close, it errors out because it tries to see if this is a string or what we are doing exactly, and ends up erroring out. When we just do this, it does not care what is inside. Python does not care what is inside. It's just gonna take that as a string. Let's just go back to the page, and the website is, the machine, sorry, is up. So the main reason for this vulnerability, so what we were doing here. So hello person name. So we are taking the key name from the dictionary here. So this is gonna return hacker TryHackMe. Since this is what we are supplying, and this def gets user file, we're just creating a function that opens file names and reads each line from them. I'm not really sure what this does, but I'm just guessing this is what the template is using, to render HTML and stuff. If name is equal to main, if this script is being run locally, then it's running this, and it's set debug to true. The main reason for this vulnerability is that Jinja2, the template rendering engine, uses curly braces to surround variables used in the template. Yep, as you can see on the line with dash problem, our template is being put in these brackets, which allows us to abuse the Jinja template mechanism. A variable after hello is parsing the name from a variable person, but because this is a vulnerable code, we can make it output the password. Okay, so let's go here and try to play with this. And what am I doing wrong? I did not copy the full thing. Hello hacker, TryHackMe. Let's try 7 times 7. This is how I usually test for server-side template injection. And yeah, it's being executed. So it should not execute this. It should just return 7 times 7. But since we have this, these quotes, we can inject into the template. So, well, what did they want us to do? Yeah, we need to take the password. So we'll say, let's just say person.name. No. Person.name. What is it? Let's give it person.password. But why isn't it giving us name? Person.hacker TryHackMe. Hacker TryHackMe. Hello. But the point of this exercise is to get the password. So let's get the password. So this is the password, and what they want us to do is read home flask flag. Easy. So I did not copy that. So since we have this function that reads files, we can have this template injection and read files basically. Just this is called a local file inclusion vulnerability. And what's this name? What the name of it? Get user file. So get user file, and this is the file that we want to get. And it errors out no such file or directory. The debugger got an exception in okay. Template.render. Yeah, I just wanted that there. We can also do something like this. And it should evaluate that. We can also do something like say password to read which users we have here. Do we have access to read the shadow file? I don't think so. Yeah, we do actually. So yeah, this is a really Django admin. Nice. Yeah, I think the next video will be about Django. I'm not sure. The whole reason for me to make this video was not I do not want to become a Python developer or something. It's just to understand these Python frameworks better, because that could be really useful for a pen tester or for system administrator, whatever you want to do. So we just demonstrated how you can turn SSTI into LFI, how to read code and detect some vulnerabilities, and they do supply a really good, which one is it? A really good article which explains exactly what is happening and how to remedy to this vulnerability. I think it's a great read. I'm gonna supply this in the description, sorry, but you just have to click here and it will redirect you to the actual article. I would highly suggest that you read it. But yeah, anyways, if you did watch this video, I want to thank you for watching, and goodbye, good luck.